So, you've got an upcoming exam, and you've been told you need to use a piece of software called ExamCookie. Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to walk through everything step by step so that on exam day, the tech is the absolute last thing you need to worry about.
Look, I get it. Being told you have to install monitoring software can feel a little weird, especially when you're not totally sure what it does. But don't worry, the whole point here is to make this process super clear so you can just focus on what actually matters, crushing your exam.
Okay, so first things first. Before we dive into any of the how-tos or the setup, let's just answer that big, basic question. What in the world is ExamCookie?
In a nutshell, ExamCookie is basically a digital proctor. Its one and only job is to monitor your computer activities during the exam period to make sure everyone is playing by the same rules and to uphold academic integrity. All right, now that we know what it is, let's get into the practical stuff, getting it on your computer and setting it up correctly. We want to get this right the first time so there are no surprises on exam day.
Okay, for all you Mac users out there, the process is pretty straightforward, but there is one step that is absolutely critical. You'll download the DMG, you'll open it, you'll click the icon. Simple enough. Now, don't freak out if you can't log in right away. They only turn that on for the day of your actual exam. But here's the part you have to pay attention to. Your Mac is going to ask for permissions. You must, I repeat, must allow screen recording and URL reading. If you don't, the software just won't work, and that's a headache you do not want.
And that, of course, leads to the big question, right? What happens if you accidentally click deny or you miss that little pop-up window?
Well, this is what happens. The little ExamCookie icon in your menu bar will turn bright pink. And that pink color is a very specific alert. It means the software can't do its job, and, this is key, your school gets an automatic notification that monitoring isn't active.
So you can really see the two different paths here, right? On one side, if you deny permissions, you get that pink icon, which is basically a red flag that gets sent straight to your institution. On the other side, you grant the permissions, and everything just works. The icon does its thing, cycling through the normal colors, and you're good to go. It's a pretty clear choice.
Now, speaking of colors, that pink one isn't the only one you'll see. The icon is actually designed to give you a quick status update at a glance. So let's do a quick decode of what each color actually means. Think of this as your little status dashboard. If it's blue, it just means you've opened the app but you haven't logged in yet. Yellow means you're logged in and you're just waiting for the exam to kick off. Green is go time. You're logged in and the exam is live. If you see red, it means your internet dropped, but don't panic. It just saves the data and uploads it when you're back online. And as we just covered, pink is that super important warning for Mac users about permissions.
All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room with any software like this: privacy. To feel comfortable, you really need to know what's being recorded and what's not. So let's break it all down. So, when that exam timer starts ticking and the icon is green, what information is actually being collected?
Okay, so here's the list. The software takes screenshots of your screen every so often. It also records anything you copy to your clipboard, text, images, you name it, and it keeps a log of the URLs you visit. Now, for most computers, it also tracks which programs are running in the foreground, the processes running in the background, and your network map. But, and this is an interesting little detail, if you're using a Chromebook, it actually doesn't collect that last bit of info about programs, processes, or your network. And all of that brings us to the single most important piece of advice to protect your privacy. It's the golden rule, and it comes straight from the official documentation. It is important that you do not access sensitive personal data during the exam.
So, knowing what's being recorded, the next logical question is, what can you do about it? How can you be proactive and make sure your personal info stays personal? Well, the good news is there are some really practical, easy steps you can take. First, hide your browser's bookmarks bar. That way, it won't show up in any screenshots. Second, it's a good idea to clear your browser history. This stops any personal or embarrassing search suggestions from popping up. Third, this one's simple but smart. If you have any files or folders on your desktop with sensitive names, just rename them or move them somewhere else for the exam. And finally, the big one, just don't go to sites with personal data. Stay away from your online banking, your health records, you get the idea.
Okay, phew, you've clicked submit, the exam is finally over. So, now what? Let's cover what happens to the software and all that data it just collected.
Here's the best part. You don't have to do a thing. The second your official exam time slot ends, the ExamCookie program just closes itself and completely uninstalls from your computer. It's gone. Now, as for the data that was collected during the exam, there's really only one number you need to remember, and that number is 3.
Yep, 3, as in 3 months. All the information that was collected during your exam is automatically and permanently deleted no later than 3 months after your test date. So it's not stored forever.
So, let's do a super quick recap of what happens post-exam, just for peace of mind. The moment your exam window closes, monitoring stops. Period. You can actually log into the ExamCookie website and see the data that was collected for yourself. Then, the software automatically vanishes from your computer. And finally, all that data gets completely wiped within 3 months max.
And that's it. You're now totally prepped for the technical side of things, which means you've got one less thing to stress about. So the only question left is, how are you going to prepare for the actual exam? Go get 'em, and good luck.